What a monstrous machine.
I cannot operate the gears. Like you, I am a prisoner of the night, bound to serve for my remaining years.
We require light, if only Ignoculus were here.
Ignoculus?
My dear friend, the Firefly.
Search the cell near. More prisoners from the Moon Temple High. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Child of Light. I'm Koala.
And I am Bear.
Between episodes, I kind of accidentally started a cutscene, so that kind of explains why at the beginning of the episode I immediately went into a cutscene rather than, as per usual with the skills and whatnot. So, my bad.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting, kind of change it up.
Change it up, yeah, bit. Exactly. So, unlike that notion, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start
doing the same thing as you have always done, thus creating the irony of what we just said.
Yep. So, anyway, as per the cutscene, we got an area which we can't really touch just because of the fact that we don't have a Nicholas. So.
Is it Nicholas? How do you pronounce it properly?
I always say Nicholas.
Nicholas? I'll say it like that then. Aurora.
So all of our friends have been trapped. You're back! Yay! Spring us from this prison! Yay! Who cares about Tristis though?
It's gonna be sad anyway.
Yeah.
It's like the character from Inside Out.
Right.
Igniculus, thank goodness.
You came back!
I apologize for cruelly leaving you.
Let's get back on track.
Gets right to the point.
Aurora, are you a ghost?
Most definitely not.
Hurrah! I tried to be brave, but your sister, she threw us in the dock to rot.
Stand tall with us, Finn. Sister, she is not.
Yay, you Finn joined us again. So essentially you have to reintroduce ourselves to all the characters.
Right.
Aurora, you changed your plan?
A faulty investment was made, but enough. Robert, I am delighted to see you again.
My stock just shot up. Venture capitalist.
Right.
Little lady, what a disappearing act. Hats off to you. Ready to take the show on the road?
Vehemently. Prepare for battle 2.
Prepare for battle 2. I always think of Team Rocket. What a happy turn of events.
Lol. Do my ears deceive me?
My happiness will not last, believe me.
If only we can engrave it for posterity.
So we got all our team members back. Yay.
It's pretty sad. That's exciting. Don't be sad or else everyone else in your line is also going to be really sad too.
Right.
Now, how do we exit our exit game? Oh
yeah, sometimes the word
they Yoda me. They just Yoda me.
First, unfurl the spool of chain.
It's like the same thing when psychologists give a test to people to show them how their minds work. Right. And they'll intentionally misspell words, and people won't even catch it because their eyes glaze over the error, and their mind makes the correction for them. They say if you have the first and the last letter correct, and then you mix up everything in between, you can read without any trouble, pretty much. Yeah. A whole sentence, and understand its meaning.
Yeah, because your head kind of fills in the blanks.
Right, and it ignores the misspellings.
Yeah, sometimes because of the way the rhyming scheme works, it kind of messes with you. Sort of I don't know if it was last episode or a couple episodes ago, where I was just reading it. I was just stumped because I kept reading ahead at the same pace, but then the words weren't right. So it's just
exactly.
Yeah. Princess, down we go. Not a moment to lose. Okay.
Crepusculum.
Crepusculum is on our way. The prisoners to abuse. What are the risks? Will we get caught? Run! We have to get out of here. Trot!
Trot. Have to get out of here, Trot.
But yeah, I remember the first couple times I like read the rhyming scheme. I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
No,
oh, hello, alligator man. Excuse me.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's actually a new enemy.
I always found those jails, those prison cells, hanging from the roof always sort of interesting. It's like way different than. I don't know. It's like you don't commonly see those.
It's like the medieval style of like almost, kind of. It kind of. Whenever I think of that, I always think of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But
because you don't see that ever,
no.
unless it's something very very antiquated.
Right.
Or in the setting itself is just old.
So we got a new enemy type right over here. We got this alligator-looking soldier
with a halberd.
With a halberd, yeah.
And that was we named Jack.
Yeah.
Poorly named as usual.
Yeah. So we have Jack and then a new creature. So what would you like to name the new creature?
This is that a gator?
Yeah, an alligator-looking guy with a halberd.
Man, that is just this is awful. I was gonna say Steve Irwin.
Oh no.
Man, oh my, that's awful.
I mean, you can.
Man, that was. Well, I didn't mean it in a bad way.
Right. Because he was a crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee.
So I thought. Well, is that a alligator or crocodile? Either way, I thought reptile.
I mean, they're all they're kind of in the same family.
Right. To wrestling to Steve Irwin, and that was maybe too soon, I guess.
I mean, that was almost like 10 years ago now. Actually, now that I think about it.
Actually, that is wow.
Because we were in middle school. I remember.
Yeah, that was.
I remember
quite a while.
I remember
ago.
being in PE and talking about it. Well, it was one of those boring days where we had to just walk around the track just to pass PE because our coach didn't really have anything to give us to do. So. Yeah,
those were the days. And you just literally just walked around a track and talked about nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Man, that was. I remember that was a big thing. That was a really big thing.
So something actually never went over is Angus is our new party member's like what he's all about. So essentially, he is a tank. So anyway, what brings a popular trader here?
Should I be Robert?
Yeah, you can be Robert.
For more than
far more.
Far more. See, that's my problem.
Yeah.
Far more than the open market's strife. Love of a fair Bulmus named Margaret, who I plan to impress and hope to be my wife.
Such tragedy looms on the horizon, nearly in sight, and you still dare to love? Exquisite. You realize that we're all doomed, right?
That did not last long. He was not joking.
Yeah, I kind of. Usually, whenever you get a new character, it's in a area, and you usually still have time to explore that area for a while. So you have enough time to get into battles and stuff like that, and to have those, get to know your new party have your party members engage with one another.
Right.
But because I never because you get Tristan so late into it that they're still giving his stuff rather than Angus's stuff. But with Angus, he's a tank character, so a lot of he's super slow. A lot of his attacks take a while to come out, but he has a lot of moves that make it so that he becomes a target, sort of like Taunt and Armor of the Titans and some of that. So essentially, he's the defensive character of this the party.
Gotcha.
We also got a new character. We got this Black Wolf.
Oh man, Jacob.
I think you might have actually done a Jacob already.
Yeah. So
because he's just a variant of that. What I was thinking of was actually I just thought of this just now was Padfoot.
Padfoot.
Because in Harry Potter, the nickname for Sirius Black, who can turn into a wolf, who's an animagus, who can turn into a wolf, is Padfoot.
Oh, good reference.
Yeah, he turns into a black wolf. So
I think you're gonna take my job.
Well, I mean, I used to be a biology major, so
that's right.
I'll just step in this every once in a while, So not to take the limelight, so to speak.
Yeah. No, that's okay because you have experience. I'm not offended.
I was never actually that. I only like certain parts of biology. When it came to like cellular respiration, like the details about like ATP and stuff. Like the minute you mention ATP is the minute you lose me. If anyone doesn't know what ATP is, that's probably a better thing. Unless you're a biology major, then you need to know it. But if you're not into hard sciences or have not taken hard sciences for a while or have never taken it, don't worry about it. ATP. You never need to know what that is.
Yeah, mitochondria.
This is the power.
See, it's not funny when you say mitochondria. The next thing you say is powerhouse.
Well, it's kind of funny considering the fact that in biology in college they never tell you that. I only learned that because of the internet.
Yeah, well, that and ninth grade biology.
Right. Isn't this swell, Tristus? We are in the same troop.
In battle, I suppose your axe will be sharpened.
Ha! You always make me laugh.
My only fan, thanks to you, I am not disheartened.
So onwards. So now we can finally use that and get the pieces. Yay! Oh.
I bet you know what ATP stands for.
I do.
It's like something.
But I'm drawing a blank right now.
It's like something triphosphate, right?
Yeah.
As a biology major, or not biology major, I am impressed that I remember that. I surprise myself sometimes.
I feel like for me, for the most part, once I changed majors from biology to more along the lines of computers, I just kind of emptied my brain out because I'm like, I don't need to know this information. I just kind of went and just did I've like formatted my brain and just like let all of that information out.
I thought that was funny. You're like, why switch computers? And then you said the word format. Question is, what was your allocation byte size when you formatted it? Did you do a quick format or regular format? And what drive letter did you assign it?
Probably one question at a time. I probably did a quick format.
Okay.
As far as what did I name the drive? I just named the drive So probably I named it. Yeah, I'd probably name it D, but then again, that's usually the disk drive. So yeah. I probably to be cool, I'd probably name it X.
X.
Just because of the fact that
X.
Just because like everything cool is either X or Z.
Right.
You never see like a Y.
Yeah, Y is boring.
Yeah, Y is lame.
But then the hard question is, what was your default allocation size?
Probably the standard. What is it? The what is it? The 4096 or whatever. Isn't that the default one?
Is it? I don't know. Is it?
I was.
Trick question because it's based on the drive. It's based on the drive.
Right.
Because the allocation size is. You know how the concept works. This might bore everyone, but you know how the concept works.
Just say it just for the viewers.
Okay, so when you think of a hard drive, mechanical hard drive or solid state, the hard drive itself is broken up into literally the description that they use best is like buckets, right? Because not everything is stored sequentially.
Right.
And when data is written to the drive itself, they get dumped into these little buckets. Now, the difference is how big do you want those buckets to be?
Mm-hmm.
A smaller bucket means that you have, it's going to be more space efficient.
Right.
Sort of how when you get a 32 gigabyte phone, it's not actually 32 gigabytes. That also plays a role in that as well. Because
it's partially because of that, and also partially because of like how the market reads digital space versus how it's actually
right. I'll explain a little bit more.
Crepusculum holds the moon near on the bridge top.
You join us not.
Princess, my name is Angus, the Katinga da.
Yeah, pretty close.
Kate Gita, my clan. Soldiers, we are the best. We strike the Jupiter's lightning. we are put to the test. When we are put to the test. Once the darkness fell, sword and spear we raised to the sky. The night she arrived in a chariot, flaming serpents at her side. By Aaron she flung magic, and none of us could fly. My clan to the top of the tower drew, the highest of the high. Metal gleamed faint in the twilight. We were destined to die. The night took the tower. Condemned, our sentence she was to carry out, until my sword I raised and pledged to aid her. She sent the other Katindida to jail with a shout. Princess, I must free them. There is no doubt.
Wow.
So this is actually a side quest where he actually leaves us to go into the prison.
Right.
So anyway, you can continue with your or not.
Good job.
Take upon your. Okay, you can actually
take not upon yourself others' burdens. I do not have the time. My father waits for me. That's my purpose, mine.
Essentially, what happens is that like when you leave this area, that's essentially telling them like, oh, I have stuff I need to do.
Right.
But because we want him part of our party because he's such a tank, and plus I'm a completionist,
we shall help the Katega. Wait.
Katikida.
Yeah, that. Out.
I don't know. I use a Japanese approach to pronounce it because they usually pronounce it in pieces. So it's like...
Kategada.
That.
Kategada. Out.
Your Majesty.
I don't know why they
beware the guards. Dark creatures devout. Because it's a bunch of letters that we're not used to, like...
sequentially pronouncing.
Like a K and then a T and then immediately a G and then a D.
Yeah. Kategada.
Yeah, that's sort of like Angus.
Yeah, Angus.
But but yeah, you can continue with your computer as far as allocating and stuff.
Okay, so how does it... Oh, okay. So the analogy is using like a bucket and you put data into these... Oh my god. It's not meant to be. You know what? Forget it.
No, I think this is the last one.
That's what you said last time.
Rise, my warriors.
Where could they be?
No, all trapped in Aaron's labyrinth cell. Oh, whoa, the brave Katigadigada. Fall into the night's spell.
We must free them.
This is not a laughing matter. The gates lie at the camp center. I'm suddenly Batman. The labyrinth is magical. Be careful when you enter.
Where's Harvey dead?
Where is she? Alright, well that... I think... I'm lightheaded now. Shit. Okay, never mind.
That's why I didn't say anything.
just don't. We'll leave that
what
topic
a curious
for the next
dwelling.
My old station, home of the captain of the Lemurian Guard. Here I raised my younger brother, taught him how to charge. Wait until you hear our stories, princess. So many battles he and I fought together. If the queen heard him, come, we must rescue them down into the nether.
Ooh.
So essentially this kind of gives his character a little bit more meaning, to like kind of give him a little bit more background. God damn, I'm lightheaded.
Where's Harvey dead?
Where is he? Where is she? Where's Rachel?
Why did he try to kill me? Reminds me of that College Humor skit they did.
Right.
Batman tries to find his voice.
Right. Oh, surprise. Surprise for him, because I just did a doozy. So anyway, now you can talk about the...
this is what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm going to take it really slowly.
No, you're going to like KO him in like 2 shots. And
it's devastate them.
115.
Like TKO.
Alright, I'm going to explain this real quick. Alright.
You already mentioned the buckets.
Right. So when you put data into them, you can basically choose the size, and that's what the default allocation size is. A smaller bucket means that there's less data that goes into every bucket, which means it's faster read-write speeds. But at the same time, because you have more buckets, it's going to be harder to find information because you have so many things.
You have so many buckets.
Yes, you have so many buckets. Now, the flip side is if you use a larger one, it's...
But the thing is that if it's smaller buckets, would it actually help the read speed?
No, I'm sorry. It would hurt the read speed. My bad. The other way is what you're talking about, and yes, to your point. If you have less buckets, it'll be faster to find things because you have to search through less.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because you have larger buckets, right? If you copy a file over from, let's say, your main drive to that drive,
yes.
If the file uses like one whole bucket and then only 10% of the next bucket, that doesn't get filled. So the size on disk won't actually match the actual size of the file itself.
Right.
So that's why you use more, quote-unquote.
Because when it fills up a bucket, it has to create a new one if more data is written onto it.
Correct.
So if you have a file that leaks from one bucket to a second one, is like half and half onto both,
right,
then it has to make a whole new bucket, take that much space on the disk for that additional space.
Correct. For instance, if you had a 4096K, like basically 4 megabytes,
yeah,
and it was like 4.1 megabytes, it would basically be more.
Right.
It would use over.
Bless your spirit for your sacred light. Stop it. You're making me turn bright. But yeah, essentially... It's essentially like, what would you rather have, better read speeds or better write speeds, or have like a combination of both, where kind of you like meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's why the reason why the default is that 4 megs.
Yeah, it's 4 megs because most like hard drives it's accommodating to hard drives of that size.
Right.
Is that right? Hold on, let me think. I think I gave you good information. But essentially that's how it works. That's why when you see files on an external hard drive, that's why it says size on disk versus actual size, whatever.
Right.
There's 2 entries, because they can differ if the originating source did not have the same default allocation size.
Yeah, also another thing that affects it partially is because of the fact that the way that, as I mentioned before, is the way places like retailers and stuff like that market this information, which is that usually speaking, actually not usually speaking, always speaking, for the market, shit. Thank the loose leaves you're abroad. I feel safe behind your sword. Much gratitude for safely fighting as a princess's ward. Aurora, just one question. How come Princess he gets to call you?
Because, Finn, it's simply an expression.
But yeah, something else is that whenever they market, like in standard places, whenever you buy stuff, it's usually base 10.
Right.
The way they market it is that, like, 10, a terabyte, for example, will be 1,000 gigabytes to them. But in actuality, it doesn't work that way, because for computers, it's base 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that, like, when you do something base 2, for example, it would be like, base 2 to the power of whatever. So 2 to the power of 5 would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
Right.
So for that's another reason why, because of that discrepancy between the two, is also part of the reason why whenever you buy like a hard drive or a thumb drive or whatever, there's that slight difference where if you buy like a 16 gigabyte flash drive, you usually don't get the full 16.
Right.
Is because of not only what you say, because of the allocation size, but also because of how they market it.
Right. And simply put, for instance, 1024 kilobytes equals 1 megabyte, not 1000 kilobytes.
Yeah.
Equals 1 megabyte. So if you take that conversion and then you bring it up towards gigabytes and terabytes,
that 24 extra K or that 24 extra megs or that 24 extra gigs, depending on what scale you're on, because of that discrepancy, that also affects it. Yep. So anyway, because at the end of that rant, essentially, I feel like that would be we're kind of leaking over again, so because we just wanted to finish that thought, just so learn something new every day, essentially.
Yep, TIL, right?
In case you didn't know that. So, in case your parents ever ask you, what did you learn today? If you learn one thing today, you can just say, "Oh, I learned today that hard drives," and then they'll just look at you like you're an idiot.
Right, but at least you'll have learned something.
Or you're like, you're crazy.
Right.
So anyway, thank you so much for sticking around and watching another episode of Child of Light. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.